Just a heads up, this episode of Free Play Arcade is about a game that revolves around cults, the occult, and human sacrifice. If you are sensitive to these topics, I would highly recommend you skip this episode. Welcome back to Free Play Arcade, the show where I find interesting games that you can play for free. Back in April of this year, 2019, an individual named Chris Maltby released a WYSIWYG editor for the development of Gameboy games in honor of the beloved handheld's 30th birthday. It's called GBStudio and is worth checking out on its own. But this video isn't about that software. Instead, I'd like to tell you about a singular game that just came out. I am talking about Deadeus by IZMA. Deadeus places you in control of a boy who has been receiving prophetic night terrors, which warn him of the return of Deadeus, a god who claims to have created mankind and, in his boredom and discontent with us, will rid the earth of everyone. It's up to the player to research what's going on and either help or hinder the destruction of humankind. At the outset, all we know for certain is that something is going to happen in 3 days. Herein lies the most interesting aspect of this game. Deadeus is a Game Boy game with multiple endings. And not just different endings. There are many actions the player can take that completely change how events play out altogether. For example, there's an attempted murderer in custody at the local police station. He tells the main character that he's going to bust out in 3 days and kill everyone. He has a partner in crime who breaks them out on the third day. However, it is possible to stop that partner, and then the would-be killer remains trapped in jail and confused. It's a small victory, but it made me smile. There is no running clock in Deadeus, but the days pass by electing to go to bed at night. There are 3 days in total as a hard deadline before something happens. And the choices you make on any of those days could have dramatic effects on what transpires on the final evening. I'm not exactly sure how many ways there are to finish the game in total, and I don't really want to know. Because right now, it feels like there are so many layers that I have yet to dig down into. Unfortunately for me, pretty much every ending I've had was negative, or upsetting, on some level. This video was actually supposed to come out days ago, but I had to keep getting up from the game just to rest my brain. This game is a tiny puzzle box, but not like a Rubik's Cube, more like the puzzle box from Hellraiser. The one with the blades that shoot out through your hands before releasing the Cenobites, who wish to proselytize the thin layer between pleasure and pain. Tangent. Deadeus is a triumph of what someone can accomplish when they have a great idea and won't let the limitations of their tools hinder them. GBStudio is awesome, but it is very limited in its capacity. The Game Boy is awesome, but it is also a very limited piece of hardware. What IZMA has accomplished here is a truly scary, upsetting, and beautiful game that begs to be explored over and over again, even if it is unnerving to do so. If you have a love of the Macabre and the Game Boy, this is definitely a game you cannot pass up.